And what I want to say about this book is that, as you can see on the cover page, there are 3 competencies that you need to have in order to flourish in the age of AI. So I want to start with that. And this is my own categorization about the competencies. But I think that there are 5 competencies of workforce. And there might be some other breakdown, but when we have the discussion about this, as long as you know about those 5 categories, that you don't lose sight of the essence of this discussion. And the first one and second one are in blue, and the remaining 3 are in green. And among those 5 competencies, if you are someone who has only a competency number 1 and 2, you might be the one who loses job in the coming age. The remaining 3 are the competencies that you need to work on in order to weather the storms of the age of AI. So from now, I want to go over one by one, and I want to get to the essence of each. So the first one is the basic competency. So what is the basic competency? In a nutshell, it's the ability to focus and the attention span. Basic doesn't mean there's no value or not important. This is a fundamental competency that you need to have, whatever you do. If you can't focus or if you get distracted within 30 minutes, this means that you are lacking in the basic competency and you will not be successful whatever you do. So I want to dig deeper on this first. And when do you think you got trained on this competency? So basically, college admission test is a one. Whether you like it or not. And I didn't like it. I didn't like to study. I didn't like taking tests. So I didn't like college admission tests, but benkyo, the Japanese word, writes, forcing yourself to work hard. So in order to be successful and getting admitted to the college that you want to go to, you decide the X amount of pages of physics book or 10 pages of English workbook. And then through this process, you get trained on the ability to focus. If you are a winner in this college admission test war, or if you are at the high end of the bell curve, this means that you have a very good ability to focus and the attention span. And maybe because I didn't like doing that, I think that it's not a good way to train yourself on this ability, because there must be some other ways to do it, and this is actually through having fun and doing what you love to do. When you are doing something that you love to do, you forget about going to bed or eating. And as president of a school, I know that my students have a very clear idea about what they love to do. They want to do cinematography or photography or design or cartoons. They know exactly what they want to do and what skills they want to work on, and they have aspirations and passion. So they get absorbed in doing what they love to do. So this should be the right way to get trained on this ability. It has to be that it has to be through what you love to do, doing what you love to do, that you get trained on this ability. When I was working for Japan Research Institute, I created edutainment consortium And that's over 30 years ago. This is based on the idea that the education and entertainment has to go together hand in hand. And I think that this is getting more true in the coming age. It is not the right thing to separate entertainment and education. It is when you are having fun that you learn things. And I want to come back to later, so that will make more sense. And I think many of you might be confident in your own ability to focus and attention span, but you can never beat AI on that. For example, when you play shogi, or if you are a professional shogi player and you decide to do some shogi match tonight on your own or with your colleague, but you can only play so many matches in one night. But AI can do it forever. AI is tireless, and then they can elevate their ability more and more. Even the professional shogi player cannot beat AI now. Sometimes it's painful for me to watch shogi matches between the two professional players, Mr. Fuji versus Mr. Habu. Every time they move a piece, it shows the winning rate of the move, like 67% versus 63% versus 37%. So it's like a god watching overhead and tell you how good the move was. You get judged every time you make a piece, you move a piece. And you know as soon as you move a piece that it was the best move or not. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I have a lot of respect to those professional shogi players, but AI is very good at that. And the second competency is academic competency. And things get scarier from now, but so what is this academic competency? In a nutshell, when you are good at this means that you are good at acquiring knowledge and you are good at reasoning. And college admission tests you on this competency. How much knowledge you have acquired, meaning that how much knowledge you have memorized, and how good you are at reasoning. So math and physics are about reasoning or logic, and history, chemistry, and English are about your knowledge or memory. And these two competencies are, of course, good thing to have. I'm not saying that they are not important. And in fact, when I was younger, these competencies were very important. And there were smart people around me. One of my friends brought me a big, thick English history book and asked me to give him a quiz about whatever in the book. And I pick a very trivial historical fact and give him a quiz. And he can guess it right. how hopeless I felt when I was younger to be surrounded by those smart people. And my school was Tsukuba University High School, and 1 out of 3 students go to Tokyo University, so they were all smart. And they were also good at reasoning as well. 2 friends were talking in front of the blackboard, and they were talking about math. So you would imagine that they are talking about high school math, but it was not. They were discussing university math. They have already mastered high school math. They were discussing something like Galois theory. It's a very high-level math. So that was the world I was in, and I was always impressed how smart they were. And it only shows how dumb I was compared to them, but this is a world I was in. So when you are at the high end of the bell curve, they are good at memorizing like history, English, and chemistry. And also in a company that you start working for a company, and when you are knowledgeable, people get impressed. They have like an encyclopedic knowledge, and they can retrieve the information necessary at the lightning speed. When I was younger, those people were very respected and appreciated. But it's no longer the case now. The young people have a smartphone and they can retrieve whatever information at their fingertip. So you can never beat that. And about reasoning, like physics and math, some people are very good at that. And it is a very good ability to have. However, as you know, AI is making a tremendous progress on this, and you have ChatGPT. And ChatGPT can retrieve whatever information from the websites around the world. And they can also write a report for you. Some students use that. And ChatGPT is very good at writing a report. And they can do this summary as well. So this is a reality that we are facing, and it's still at the infancy period. It is going toward conversational or general purpose AI. It could be a very good tool if you can use it. If you have seen a movie entitled Her, it's a very interesting movie to watch if you haven't seen it yet. So ChatGPT is still in the beginning period, and it only gets better.